இன்னும் என்னடா யோசிக்கிற? There is nothing to think so much மச்சான். தைரியமா போ. ட்ரஸ்டபிள்ரா. 3 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி என்ன பார்த்துருக்கல, இப்போ நான் பார்க்குறல்ல. ஹவு கான்ஃபிடென்ட் ஐ ஆம் பிகாஸ் ஐ ஹவ் டேக்கன் அ ரைட் டெசிஷன். நான் கொடுத்த அட்ரஸ் போய் விசிட் பண்ணேன். யூ வில் ஹவ் அ பர்சனல் கேர் ஃப்ரம் தெம்.
எல்லா பேஷண்ட்ஸுக்கும் பர்சனல் கேர் தராங்க. 30 years of proven medical records. All eye care treatment under one roof. அதான் ஆர்கே ஐ சென்டரோட ஸ்பெஷாலிட்டி.
My dear children of God, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all once again for this program, Leading a Meaningful Life. I welcome you all on behalf of Divine Truth Ministries. Last week, we dwelt on the significance of tests. God is testing us and also allowing Satan to tempt us because he wants true overcomers. We see in the book of Revelation in 2:5, 2:12, 3:12, 3:21, everywhere, those who have ears, let them hear. To the one who overcomes, I will give this. In Revelation 3:21, he will say, to the one who overcomes, I will make him a pillar in my temple. And in 3:21, Revelation, he will tell, as I overcame and sat in my Father's throne, those who overcome, I will make them to sit in my throne. So this overcoming, unless you are given a test, you cannot overcome. And today, we are going to see that this earth is not a permanent abode. It's a temporal abode. And what is that God expects us to achieve when we are in this temporal abode? I consider this to be like a lodge. We all go to lodge. It's not a permanent abode. Our permanent abode is our own house. But if we go to some place, a distant place, for some assignments, we are there for a short period of time. Maybe a week, couple of days, depending on for what purpose we went there. There will be a purpose. And after that, we will return back. In Ecclesiastes 12:7, the dust will return to dust, that is our body, but the spirit will return to God who gave it. So, our dwelling place is there. For a short period of time, we have come here, but we are not able to understand the reason behind, the plan behind, things like that. In fact, even before we came into this earth, before we were given birth, we were in mother's womb for 10 months, almost 40 weeks. We had all the organs. We had life. We had eyes. Whatever organs that you call, we had. But yet, we did not know that there was a world outside. We were all floating happily. No concern, no worries, no taste. A calm life, peaceful life. I used to imagine, we would have thought that is the world and we will be like that forever. But yet, one day, we were pushed out of that house. Then only we realized that was a temporary abode. We were there for 40 weeks. Now we are here on this earth, slightly better off. Now we know the child, unborn child, which is in the womb, cannot remain there forever. It had to come out. That much we know. When somebody says, I'm pregnant, we say, what is the expected date of delivery? That much we know. And one more thing we also know, that we have to leave this world. This is not our permanent world. It's a temporary world. So why should God send us from heaven to a temporary world, knowing very well that we are going to die? Unless He has a plan and a purpose, He won't be sending us. We have to dwell deeply. It is not that easy to find a plan and purpose. But when we keep asking questions, we may be told. In Hebrews 13:14 goes like this, for here we do not have an enduring city, but we are looking for the city that is to come. That's what we see in Hebrews 13:14. So this is not our true city. One day I had been to Trichy. My wife, who is an ophthalmologist, had a conference in one of the hospitals at Trichy, and she wanted me to accompany her. So we took a train, Rockfort Express, to the city, Trichy. It reached early in the morning. We took an auto, went to the Hotel Femina, not very far from the station. I had booked for our accommodation earlier. So as I went, I told him I made the reservation. He checked it and said, yes, you have the reservation. He asked me to fill it. What do we fill normally? Our name, address, duration of the stay, check-in date, check-in time, the purpose of visit, mode of payment. In those days, there were no Aadhaar card and all. Today, they take some identity cards. Those days, it was not there. All these things I had filled up. And they asked one attender to take our luggage and leave us at our room. And as I was about to leave, he gave me the breakfast coupon. He said, sir, complimentary breakfast would be here. If you come to this restaurant between so and so time to so and so time, complimentary breakfast would be served. Nowadays it's a norm. In those days it was all being introduced in some hotels. I was very happy. Wow. Then as I was walking with the attendant to the lift, I thought, will these people give me complimentary drop to the station too? So I came back, asked him, sir, do you give a complimentary drop to the railway station? He asked, when are you leaving? I said, tomorrow night. Which train? Same Rockfort Express. He said, for very few trains we will give, and for Rockfort Express we give. You please come down to the reception area 30 minutes before so and so time, so that we will gather all the people who are planning to travel by the train and we will give you a complimentary drop. I was very happy. But then, as I started walking back, the Holy Spirit was convicting me. It said, for such a short period, for a few days, you are so concerned about so many things. Do you know that this earth itself is a lodge? You don't consider that like that. You are not going to be here permanently. Just like this Hotel Femina, where you are going to be for a day or two. Here, it's not couple of years, a few decades. In Psalm 90, we see Moses telling, count your days. The lifespan is 70, at the max 80. So after that, where are we? We cannot be here. We have to leave and go. But the way in which we decorate, we won't be decorating our lodge rooms, right? We won't be decorating it so much. But the similar thought, we don't get it. In this world, we don't treat it as temporal abode. We think as though we are going to be here forever. The way in which we amass our wealth, possessions, but at the time of leaving, we all have to leave just like that, not taking anything, nothing, empty. Naked you came, naked you will go. That's what we find in both Job as well as in Ecclesiastes. When I shifted my house, just got married, newlyweds, it took a couple of hours to go from one house to another. But once when children were born, our possessions increased. It took half a day to shift again from one house to another. Later on, some more possessions we accumulated. It took a whole day to shift. But I was wondering, what would happen when we leave? Nothing we can take. In a second, we should be there with the Lord. So, what do we do when we are in a lodge? What all we fill up? That's what God taught me that day. Check-in date. We write there in the register, check-in date. That is nothing but our birthday. Check-in time. We write. That is our birth time. Check-out date. We write. That is going to be our death day. Only thing, in a lodge you can write, but here we don't know that. When is our death day? If you ask me how much money I have in my purse, I may tell instantly, or at the max, I can take my purse, count and tell you how much I have. But if you ask me how many more days or months or years you will be living, I can't tell. So my dear children of God, check-out date is not in our hands. Check-out time is the time of death. That also we don't have. And finally, he will ask us to fill up one more thing. Purpose of visit. Purpose of visit. Official. Sightseeing. What is the purpose of visit? Why God has sent us here? We should ask that crucial question. It is only to develop our character and develop to reflect Him. Develop all the divine characters. And time is short. Just like in a lodge, you cannot be there forever. We have to fulfill all that we have to do. In a lodge, when you go and stay, you are not going to be whiling away your time. If you had come to do some business, you will try to do it fast. If you had come to see some sightseeing, you will try to complete whatever you wanted to see immediately. At the time of checkout, you will be ready to check out. Now, are we ready to check out from this world? Each one of us have to ask this question. Time is short, time is limited. And in Ecclesiastes 3:1 and 2, it goes like this. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. We should be ready and complete our assignment before that. And in Acts 17:26, God had kept us a time. From one man he made all the nations, that they all should inhabit the whole earth, and he has marked out their appointed times in history and the boundaries of their lands. He has fixed a time. So before that, we should be ready. And in Psalm 90:12, Moses says, teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. My dear children of God, time is limited. Let us use it wisely. Until I meet you next time, I take leave.
Appointment வாங்கிட்டல?
வாங்கிட்டேன்க்கா.
Hey, why are you getting nervous? Last month பிரியா குட்டியோட அங்க தான் விசிட் பண்ணேனா. எக்கனாமிக்கல்டா. இன்சூரன்ஸ் கூட claim பண்ணிக்கலாம். Premature babiesல இருந்து old age people வரைக்கும் விசிட் பண்ற ஒரு இடம்.
எல்லா பேஷண்ட்ஸுக்கும் பர்சனல் கேர் தராங்க. 30 years of proven medical records. ஆர்கே ஐ சென்டர் டி நகரில் இருக்கிறதுனால accessible to all places.
Youngsters, you guys must take the right decision at the right time with the right people.